Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video. So in the previous video I shared with you how I do my top-down analysis live. I did live prediction on the Bitcoin chart. I showed you the exact levels that I'm gonna wait for them to get hit in order for me to start looking for either shorts or longs. Alright, and I share with you two scenarios that can happen, and these two scenarios are gonna offer three potential setups. The first scenario, I shared with you this, and you can go back to the previous video, and I'm also going to show you a clip if you don't want to. So the first scenario, we were here. So we were here when we did the last video. All right, we did the whole top-down analysis from the weekly all the way to this time frame on the 1 hour, and then we were here. I told you price from here can either trade to the upside, right? And then from here it rejects and trade all the way to here and then reject to the upside. That's the first scenario. The second scenario is we don't trade to the upside first. We trade to the downside to take the low, to take this imbalance right here, fill it, and then trade to the upside to take these highs. All right, and if we have that, I'm gonna look for longs. Now let me show you the clip first, and then we're gonna move on and continue with the analysis and show you the trade that I took based on the previous video. So here's the video that I shared on my channel. All right, so let's hear this little clip of these highs. I want to take this instead. All right, so we either gonna trade to the upside like this, and I can find an opportunity here on the 5 minute or the 15 or the 1 minute to take price lower, and I have targets. All right, I'm not just basing my trade of this level alone and on that 4-hour zone. No, we have some targets. All right, the low, the imbalance, and this can be the pullback play. Now that's the first scenario, price trading here, and once we do that, I'm gonna look for reversals and then continuations to here. That's the first play. The second play, maybe you're gonna have that before we have this, which is like this. We trade to the downside, we take the low, we top the imbalance, and then I'm gonna look for trades to this imbalance right here. Now, if we have the first play, this right here, and maybe I didn't find something clean here, or maybe I took the trade from here, I'm also going to start looking for trades here to take price higher. All right, again, we're still in an uptrend. That means this move to here can be just a pullback, right? So I'm going to start looking for moves here. So that means from the first play, I have a short from here and I have a long here. All right, a shorting opportunity here and a longing opportunity here. Same thing on the second play. If we take this first, I have a longing opportunity here, but I'm not gonna have a shorting opportunity here. All right, this is different. Why is this different? Because we already took the targets here. All right, so I don't have targets when we do this. If we do the second play is this. Let's change it to blue. All right, again, the first play, I can short this to take the price to here and then long this. All right, because overall we are in an uptrend. But if we have the blue scenario and we trade it to here, I'm gonna look for longs from here and target this, but I'm not gonna short from here. Again, we don't have targets. So these are the levels that I'm looking for. I'm gonna watch price for the next 2 days. All right, and when we hit these levels, I'm gonna start looking for my entries. So I told you that we have three potential scenarios. This one right here, and then longing from this. I can short this because in the first scenario, I can short this because we still have targets on the downside. But if we have the second scenario, I can't short from this. And look what happened. So let's remove this scenario right here because it didn't happen, and we have the other scenario. And we also took a screenshot together in that video. Let me show you that screenshot first. So here you go, we took that screenshot together. But I told you here that if we trade to here, I'm gonna start longing, and this is exactly what happened. Look at what price did. We traded to the downside, and here we start creating a range. This is a really good thing. When we create a range like this, a small consolidation, all right, and below that consolidation there is an obvious low that we can take to continue the trend, and also an imbalance, and this is a 2-hour imbalance, and you can see how price perfectly filled that imbalance. We traded all the way to here, filled all that imbalance, and then we reversed just like we talked about in that video. All right, and look what happened. We traded to the upside, we took that high, all right, but I told you that I'm not gonna look for shorts from here after I exit my longs, because we don't have a target anymore. That rejection from here, it can happen 100%, it can happen, but it's not gonna be here, so it's not worth shorting. And look what happened. We have a small rejection to this zone or this breaker, whatever, and then continue to the upside. So you can see how everything fell into place, right? The logic that I shared was easy to understand, all right? And you can apply it on all time frames, not just this. So let me show you the trades that I took, all right, in this longs from here, just like we talked about, and then I'm going to show you the logic behind them. So here the trades, I took 2 trades. This is the first one from here, and I closed it here. This was above this, all right, above the high, and this was another trade long from here, and I closed it here. These two have 2 different stop loss. The first one, it has a stop loss here, so it was a 1-to-1, all right, stop loss here. The second one was also a 1-to-1, or just a bit higher, but this one, it has a stop loss here on this low, all right, and then I took the TP here. And let me show you why this was the case, and how I found, or how I found these trade ideas based on the analysis that we did. All right, so to be honest with you, when I saw, let me remove this, when I saw this consolidation right here, I was waiting for price to trade to here, to the downside, in a sudden move. All right, and I also talked about this in the previous video and in many other videos. When we have a sudden move to the downside to take a low, right, like this, that's a manipulation, and it is most of the times followed by another explosive move, so a V-shaped recovery. All right, so in this case, I'm gonna place a limit order once price taps into that imbalance, or maybe just below that low, so I won't miss the move. And that can be the first trade that I take, and then look for other opportunities to continue with the trend. Because the V-shaped recovery like this, you won't get deeper pullbacks to enter from, and price can leave without you. But I was asleep in this case, so I woke up somewhere around here at this candle, all right? And let me show you how I caught those trades that I showed you. So the first trade, it was quite simple. We traded to the downside, we took this, and then we closed and we broke this zone right here. You can call it zone, a breaker, again, whatever. All right, I'm not gonna force anything to you or force my perspective, but you need to understand structure and the trend and how the time frames work with each other, right? Especially these manipulations right here. So once we broke above this, I took the first long from here, somewhere around here, like this, and I put my stop loss here, and I put my TP here, all right? And that's a 1-to-1. After I took that trade, I dropped down to the lower time frame to look for lower time frame trades, scalps. So if you go to the 5-minute, look what happened inside this breaker. Is Isn't it the same thing that we were using on all the time frames above us? On the 1 hour, the 15-minute, daily, the weekly, same thing, the manipulation to the downside and the sweep. All right, here we have a sweep, here we have another sweep here. So once we break above a zone, I can take a longing opportunity, and that zone was the imbalance. So I saw that we swept the low from here, we started trading to the upside, and we rejected from this imbalance. So this is that the imbalance that I'm looking for price to break above if we want to take it higher and we want to start looking for longs. And remember, I was still in that first trade with a wide stop loss. So we had another sweep like this, another manipulation, and then we closed above it here, and then I took the next trade somewhere around here, stop loss somewhere around here, and then I took 1.3 R or something. All right, let me show you the screenshot once again. So here's the first trade here with a wide stop loss, and the second trade was here after we closed above that imbalance, and the stop loss was here. This one was closed here, this one just above it. But again, these trades right here, these exact patterns that I'm showing you, you can find them like everywhere multiple times per day, and not all of them works. But what works is the time frame alignment and the top-down analysis that we did, and the scenarios that I showed you with the logic behind them. All right, if you want to have that high win rate, you need to start doing multi-time frame analysis, top-down analysis, just like I showed you in the previous video. So you need to watch it multiple times and practice in backtesting. All right, I showed you the exact process that I go through to find a setup from the moment I open the chart until I close with either TP or stop loss. Now, if you have any other questions, you can always DM me in my Twitter account or leave a comment down below, and I'll answer you as soon as I can. Now, happy trading and good luck.